statement on behalf of the Indigenous Peoples Community Conserved Areas and Territories Consortium, an international association comprising 120 member organizations that represent indigenous peoples, local communities, and supporters from 75 countries in all regions of the world. We understand ICCAs as territories of life in view of their being conserved by their custodian indigenous peoples and local communities as invaluable heritage. For many indigenous peoples, these coincide with the entirety of their territory. For others, they are the vital elements of such territories, for example, watersheds, sacred groves, springs, and the habitats of totem animals. But for all indigenous peoples, however, they are identity and culture, livelihoods, and self-determination. In ICCA's Territories of Life, indigenous peoples develop self-rules, customary laws, and the capacity to adapt to change. Their cultural institutions emerged from the practice of ICCA governance and management, which resulted in the positive conservation of nature, sustenance of livelihoods, and for the continuation of life as peoples. Madam Chair, this forum needs to celebrate ICCA's Territories of Life as the demonstrated capacity of indigenous peoples to maintain alive the great part of our planet's biological and cultural diversity. It is from this demonstrated capacity that stem the evidence and meaning of our territorial rights and obligations. The ICCA Consortium recommends that the Forum, as well as other UN instruments such as the CBD, UNFCCC, and the Sustainable Development Goals, highlight ICCA's Territories of Life as essentials to the planet and deserving much better recognition and support by state governments and other actors. The custodian indigenous peoples should be actively supported to maintain their livelihoods in accordance with their customary conservation laws and practices. We urge states to support customary institutions protecting ICCAs, especially when they assert against destructive development. The defenders of ICCAs or Territories of Life should be given utmost protection and security of justice instead of being criminalized. Madam Chair, the ICCA Consortium recommends that the Forum, as well as other UN instruments such as CBD, UNFCCC, and the Sustainable Development Goals, to repeat, support ICCA's Territories of Life by strengthening the security of governance of the custodian indigenous peoples, including formal collective title or by other appropriate recognition of their inviolable collective rights and responsibilities. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.